Good morning students, once again I welcome you all to Misostudy. So in the today's session we will be discussing about some questions which are important as your human health and disease chapter is considered. I have collected in total 10 questions which are important as per your NEET pattern, and basically these questions are from previous years. Why I have chosen such questions? The main reason is that frequently such type of questions are asked in the NEET exam. I have chosen those questions simultaneously. I'll be telling you that what kind of questions can be asked in the future NEET exam and what are the strategies that you have to opt for performing better in the NEET exam, in your next NEET exam. So, we are discussing about the chapter Human Health and Disease. As we have already discussed the whole chapter Human Health and Disease, in this particular chapter we have discussed about the immune system, how our immune system work, what are T cells, what are B cells, what do you mean by the active immunity, passive immunity. Hope all the things they are clear to you. Similarly, we have already discussed about what are bacterial diseases, what are viral diseases. I have given you one chart regarding the bacterial and the viral diseases, whereas some diseases they are because of the protozoa, and we have already discussed that. Similarly, the two important diseases, very prevalent diseases today we know, that is a cancer and the AIDS. Main causative agents of the cancer and main causative agents of the AIDS we have already discussed. By knowing that all these things they are clear to you, we will proceed further. So let's start the today's session with the question number 1. The question number 1 states, which of the following set of diseases is caused by bacteria? This question clearly means I have to look for those options which is caused by the bacteria. Now, just take out that list in which I have given you the number of the diseases which are caused by the bacteria. It's a very easy question, very common question, and they do ask because normally students face problem regarding the difference between the bacterial and the viral diseases. This is the major problem that everyone faces. But there are only 7 to 8 diseases only in bacteria as well as in viral diseases. So this you can remember very easily. Out of the whole, I can say that the cholera and the tetanus, they are all because of the bacteria. Whereas the typhoid, smallpox, they both are because of virus. They both are viral diseases. Whereas these tetanus is also a bacterial disease, but this mump is also a viral disease. Whereas these herpes and influenza, this is also a viral disease. So when we look at the option 1 seems to be correct, the cholera and the tetanus. We will not stop here. I would like to discuss about their causative agents as well. Cholera. Cholera is caused by Vibrio cholerae. Right? When we talk about the tetanus, tetanus is caused by Clostridium tetani. Clostridium tetani. These both are what? Bacterial diseases. These both are bacteria. These are caused due to bacterial infection, right? Hope you all are acquainted with these both type of diseases, tetanus and cholera. We have vaccines available for that. We have vaccines for the tetanus also. So whenever you get any kind of some scratches or graze like that of thing, doctor always suggests you to go for vaccination, for the tetanus vaccination. So the correct answer as per your bacterial diseases that are considered, they are cholera and the tetanus. Rest all are the viral diseases. Now, I have chosen the second question. Second question. Now students, let's come to second question. Read this question by the time I prepare board for you. This question is related to AIDS. Which of the following is correct regarding AIDS causative agent is HIV? Now tell me one thing, what is the full form of AIDS? AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This is called as a AIDS. The causative agent is called as HIV, that is human immunovirus. Human immunovirus. As it is already mentioned by the name itself that it is related to immune system. Though it is a disease, but how we can relate this to the immune system? That means what they exactly do, they affect our immune system. So our immune system become weaker and weaker. As our immune system become weaker and weaker, we will not be able to respond to the various pathogens that enters into our body. We will not be able to respond to those pathogens. Various disease, they will come and they will attack our body. So this is the major reason for the death regarding this AIDS. Let's look at the option number A. HIV is enveloped virus containing one molecule of the single stranded RNA and one molecule of the reverse transcriptase. We have already discussed in the sessions when I was discussing about the AIDS, I gave you one structure of this HIV virus, that is human immunovirus. We know that the human immunovirus, we can see that the RNA is present as a genetic material. They have a single stranded two copies of single stranded RNA present in them. What is the function of these RNA? That RNA is converted into the DNA. This is called as a reverse transcription. When this RNA is converted into the DNA, they need what? Reverse transcriptase enzyme. So what they have? They have reverse transcriptase enzyme as well. The whole structure is enclosed in a, you can say this is a whole capsule, outermost membrane is there, and in between what we have is a the single stranded two RNA present. So what they have? Structure, when we talk about the structure of HIV, we have two strands of single stranded RNA, two strand of single stranded RNA. Similarly, they have restriction enzyme also, reverse transcriptase. Reverse transcriptase. Now, what is the function of reverse transcriptase? To convert this RNA into DNA, and this DNA incorporate into the host genome. When they incorporate into the host genome, this will bind anywhere and they will hamper the whole immune system. Now let's come back to the first option. HIV is enveloped virus. Yes, this is an enveloped virus containing one molecule of the single stranded RNA. No, this is a wrong option. That doesn't have a one copy, it has two copies. So first option is a wrong option. Now let's look at the B option. HIV is enveloped virus that contains two identical copies of single stranded RNA and two molecules of the reverse transcriptase. This seems to be a right option. Let's look at the option number C. HIV is unenveloped retrovirus. Yes, we know that this is a retrovirus, but it is not unenveloped, rather they are enveloped. Let's look at the D option. HIV doesn't escape but attack the acquired immune system. Basically, what these HIV do? HIV affect our T cells. What they do? They affect our T cell. It basically affect our T cell. When they affect our T cell, basically the T cytotoxic cells they affect. So it is written over here, he doesn't escape but attack the acquired immune system. They doesn't attack the acquired immune system, they affect the innate immune system, right? That we already have. So the correct option as per the question number 2 is considered option B is a correct one. Right, for the second question, option B is the correct one. Hope all those 4 options they are clear to you. Why I have chosen this question? This is important. AIDS is very important disease because nowadays the AIDS is very prevalent. We normally see that these cases are very prevalent. And one more thing, the whole structure of HIV is important because of the reverse transcriptase enzyme. So definitely in the NEET exam, they will definitely ask one question from AIDS only. So revise this AIDS again and again, because again and again I am telling you this is very, very, very important. So let's talk about the next question, question number 3. Name the chronic respiratory disorder which is caused mainly by the cigarette smoking. Cigarette smoking is a major problem in everyone's, not only the older people, whereas the youth, they are also exposed to such kind of a bad habit, that is a cigarette. Now what exactly these cigarette smoking cause? Whenever we inhale those that particular you can say, whenever we inhale these cigarette smoke, what happens is that our immune system, they will start attacking our lungs, so that the whole surface area of the alveoli, they are reduced. When the whole surface, I am not saying with the 1 or 2, but with the frequent time, what happens, the whole surface area, they are reduced. So it is unable for us to breathe properly. So at the end, we are exposed to the emphysema kind of condition. So the correct option which is related to the cigarette smoking is emphysema, right? In this what happened? Surface area for exchange of gases in alveoli decreases. Exchange of gases, there decreases. So correct option is a D. Let's look at the next option, the fourth option, the fourth question. This question says asthma may be attributed to. Now what is asthma? Asthma is related to, you can say, an allergic reaction. Asthma, it's a what? Allergic reaction. Now tell me one thing, in case of the allergic reaction, which antibody is released? The name of that antibody is IgE. IgE antibody. This antibody, they are released, they bind to the surface of our lungs. Now what happens? Because of this particular IgE, the serotonin and histamines, they are released. Serotonin and histamines are released. Serotonin and histamines are released. These serotonin and histamine, they get accumulated within those tissue and they cause allergic reaction over there, due to which the whole surface area is reduced and we are unable to breathe properly. So this is related to the asthma. Let's look at the option, which one is the correct option, that is allergic reaction of a mast cell in the lungs. Yes, this is a right option, because in this case the IgE antibodies, they are released, right? Next option states inflammation of the trachea. Trachea is our tract, our respiratory tract. No, this is not related to the asthma. Accumulation of the fluid in the lungs. No, this is not related to that. Next option says the bacterial infection of the lungs. This is not a bacterial bacterial infection, rather than this is what? Allergic reaction in which the IgE is secreted in a very large amount. They attack, what they do? They attack those mast cells. They kill those mast cells. There is a release of the serotonin and the histamines. Accumulation occur over there and the whole surface area is reduced and we feel breathlessness. So, for the correct option as per the question number 4 is considered, that is called as an allergic reaction. So, asthma, this is related to the allergic reaction. Now, let us discuss about next question. Question number 5th. Which of the following statement is not correct with respect to malaria? Malaria is caused by which agent? Plasmodium. And who is the vector for carrying this plasmodium? That is called as, the vector is female Anopheles. Female Anopheles, right? When we talk about its whole life cycle we have divided into two phases. One part of the life cycle they occur in the mosquito, and one part of the life cycle they occur in the human body. When we see the first of all the sporozoid, whenever the insect bite, the sporozoid they are released. Sporozoid cannot survive in the blood for the longer time, they enter into our liver cells. That is called as a schizogony or hepatic schizogony. In the liver cell, what they do, they divide rapidly, right? And after some time they come out of the liver cells, they enter into our bloodstream. When they enter into the bloodstream, what happens is that the different stages come. One is called as a signet ring stage, amoeboid stage, and etc. Later on, what happens is that these two gametes they are formed, gametocytes they are formed. One is a megagametocytes, another is microgametocytes. So whenever an insect, they will come again and they will try to suck our blood. I am talking about the female Anopheles only. When they will try to suck our blood, these megagametocytes and the microgametocytes, they will enter into their bloodstream. They will enter into their gut. Now what will happen? As they will enter into their gut, now there is a formation of this male and the female gametes. There will be formation. After this, the fertilization will occur. There will be formation of the sporozoids. Sporozoids will be released. They will enter into their salivary gland. Again, that particular mosquito is important. This again they will again enter into the whole cycle. So it has started from the mosquito. Sporozoids enter into the human body. First hepatic schizogony. The next is called as exohepatic schizogony. Even the hepatic schizogony is also called as a exoerythrocytic schizogony, right? Because this is outside the RBC. And basically in this case, when they enter into the blood, they affect our red blood cells. So let us look at the option. We have to look for the option which is not correct. The first states the RBCs ruptures and release hemazoins which causes chill. Yes, this is one of the factor, one of the reason. That means RBC rupture. As I have told you, in case of the erythrocytic schizogony, in case of the erythrocytic schizogony, these sporozoids, not sporozoids, these cryptomerozoids, they enter into our RBCs. When they enter into the RBCs, different stages come. In one stage, certain crystal formation occur, they are called as a hemazoin crystal. That crystallize the hemoglobin present in them. Because of this, we feel fever. So this is a reason, this is the correct reason, that is RBC rupture and release the hemazoin which causes chill. But before erythrocytic schizogony, what happens is the exoerythrocytic schizogony. So first option is the correct one. Let's talk about the second option, sporozoid multiply in blood. Is that so? Sporozoid can never enter into the blood directly. If they will multiply in the world, first of all, the sporozoid enter into our body, they enter into our blood, that is a fact. When they enter into the body, they remain there for just for few hours. After that, they enter into the liver cells, because if they remain in the blood, they will be phagocytized by the different cells of our body, different immune cells of our body. So this option is a wrong option. That means sporozoid multiply not in blood, but they enter into the liver cell or the hepatic cells, multiply in the hepatic cell. See, female Anopheles mosquito is a vector. Likewise, we have discussed female Anopheles is a vector. So this is a right option. Similarly, the D, malignant malaria is caused by the Plasmodium falciparum. This is also a right option. Malignant, most severe form is because of the Plasmodium falciparum. We have different species of the Plasmodium as also. For example, Plasmodium ovale we have, Plasmodium vivax we have. Right, out of these the malignant one, the most severe, is caused by the Plasmodium falciparum. So they are asking about the not correct option. The not correct option is a option number B, as per the question 5th is considered. Now let's discuss the next question. Grafted kidney may be rejected in the patients due to humoral immune response, cell mediated immune response, passive immune response and innate immune response. So what do you mean by the grafted kidney? Grafted kidney, suppose some patient kidney is not working. What I will do as a doctor, I'll try to transplant those kidney from a donor to the recipient, to our patient. There are different kind of transplant. Though it's not a part of the question, but still I would like to discuss. One is called as a autograft. I'm not talking only about the kidney, I'm talking about the whole grafting procedure. That means what I do is that, suppose one of my skin of my leg is burnt. What I will do, I'll take a skin from my hand, from my back portion, I take out that skin, I again re-implant that skin onto those portion which is burnt. So that is called as a autograft. That means from same organism from one place of organism to the another place. Or I can say from one part of body to another part in same organism. In same organism, if I go like this, that is called as an autograft, right? This is called as an autograft. Now let's talk about the second, which is called as an allograft. Suppose one of my organ is not working. Now what I will do, I'll take that particular organ from the different organism belonging to the same species. Grafting done in one organism and graft taken by another organism of same species. Same species. Next we have is a xenograft. Xenograft. Now, what do you mean by the xenograft? Xenograft, that means grafting is done between two species. Two species. I'm just writing two species only. Hope you can elaborate by yourself. Between the two species. When we talk about the graft rejection, that means if my body has a capability to accept or reject any of the graft. If that particular graft is from the same organism, the chances of the graft rejection is very less or it's all negligible because of the presence of one important factor which is called as HLA. So before graft rejection, we go for HLA matching, which is also called as human leukocyte antigen. Human leukocyte antigen. And in this case, what we go for MHC matching. MHC is major histocompatibility complex. In the major histocompatibility complex, the T cell, they play a very important role. Whether the T cells, they are preparing antibodies for that or not, that is very important. So what our T cell do? They recognizes the MHC. Each cell of our body, they have their own MHC. Whenever they see that some foreign organ is there in our body, T cell recognizes those MHC. If they find that MHC doesn't belong to their own body, they will start producing, they will activate the B cells, and B cell produces the antibodies, and antibodies will try to kill that graft. So, when we talk about the graft rejection, the chances are more in this case, and in this case the chances are most, as per the graft is between the two different species. So, this is a whole process, and basically the T cell plays a very important role as per the graft rejection is considered. And we know that the T cell, they come under the cell mediated immunity. Now come at this side. They are asking about the grafted kidney may be rejected in the patients due to cell mediated immune response. Hope this question is clear to you, because T cells, they are associated with it, and T cells belong to the cell mediated immune response. Now another question. The colostrum provide. What is colostrum? Colostrum is called as first milk. First milk that comes out of the female mammary gland. Just after parturition. Just after giving birth to a baby, the first milk that ooze out from the mammary gland, that is called as a colostrum. And it is always said that colostrum is very important because they provide some immune cells to the developing baby. What happens is that what we are doing, we are giving them direct antibodies. We are providing them direct antibody to the developing fetus, not developing fetus, to the developing baby. So when the baby is born, it is always suggested to feed that baby on the first milk. And when we talk about this, this is a natural process that we know that. So out of these, this is called as a natural. So A and B can be a correct option, but we have to find out whether it is an active and the passive. We have already discussed active immunity is that immunity in which that immune system, our own immune system, start producing antibody, that is called as a active immunity. When we talk about the passive immunity, that means we are supplying the antibody from the outside. Similarly, the colostrum has antibodies, and basically from the colostrum, from the mother's milk, the IgA antibody transfer from the mothers to the baby. So basically what we are doing, we are transferring those antibody. That means we are going via passive process. So the correct option is naturally acquired passive immunity. For the 7th question, the correct option is a B. Now, let's discuss about 8th question. This is also a question from previous year NEET exam. Which one of the following statements are true? Right, we have to find out that. Antibiotics, we know that the antibiotic and disinfectant, there is a characteristic difference between these two. Let's find those differences. Antibiotics can kill bacteria, but disinfectant do not. Is that so? Normally we use disinfectant also in our houses, and these disinfectant we can apply to non-living things only. So whatever the bacteria which are there on those non-living things, that can be sterilized or that can be killed. But it is written over here, the antibiotics can kill bacteria, but disinfectant do not. This is a wrong option. And we know that antibiotics are secreted from microorganism. The first antibiotic which was secreted, that is called as a penicillin, secreted from Penicillium notatum. Second is disinfectant have better bactericidal efficiency than antibiotic. Yes, this is a right option. Disinfectant have a better bactericidal properties, but they are applied to the non-living. So we cannot use, we cannot consume those disinfectant. Antibiotic are of microbial origin, the disinfectant are of chemical origin. This option is also right, because we already have studied that these type of antibiotics are produced from the these microbes only, sorry. The fourth, antibiotics can be injected into the patient, whereas disinfectant are not. Yes, this is also a right option. So let us look for the option in which the second, third and the fourth options they are correct. Correct option we have is the D option. For the question number 8, the correct option is the D. Hope this question is also clear to you. Now, let's talk about the next question. This is also a question from our immune system. Passive immunity is, as I have told you, there are two types of immune system. We have, one is called as active immune system, and second is called as a passive. Active immune system, that means our body is producing antibodies. We have immune cells, and those immune cells, they are trying to kill the bacteria or any kind of pathogen that enter into our body by producing certain toxins, by producing certain chemicals, and also by producing various antibodies. So what are the functions that our body does? The function that our body do by themselves, this is called as a active immunity. That means, how you can remember this? That means our immune system is active. When we talk about the second type, the passive immune response, that means our immune system is not active. In that cases, we have two options. If the passive immune system that is occurring naturally, or it is occurring artificially. We have two options. Naturally, we have discussed, for example, whenever a mother feeds a baby, the IgA antibody that enters into the baby body, and those, they are basically antibody, and they will provide a secondary immune response, or you can say the passive immune response to the developing baby, and that is a natural process that God has provided us. Whereas when we talk about the artificially, hope you have heard of vaccination. Vaccination. What do you mean by vaccination? That means we are providing vaccines for that. What we go for? We normally give the killed bacteria, so that those killed bacteria, when they enter into our body, they are non-pathogenic form. They enter into our body, they evoke our immune system. And two types of immune responses we have. One is primary immune response, another is secondary immune response. Primary immune response, this is comparatively slower. So to prevent that slower response as per the pathogen is entering for the first time, what we do? We normally vaccinate that particular organism, not organism, every organism. So whenever the second time they expose themselves to those pathogens, the secondary response will come. Secondary response, we know that is a faster, because they already have memory cells as per that particular pathogen is considered. Now come back to the question, passive immunity is inherited from the parents? No. Acquired through the first exposure to the disease? No, not at all. Achieved directly through ready-made antibodies? Yes, this is the right option. That means we have antibodies from outside. This is a right option. Option C is a correct option. For the question number 9, correct option is the 9, C. Let's talk about the question number 10. Which one of the following statement is correct with respect to immunity? This is also a question from the immune system. Preformed antibody need to be injected to treat the bite of a viper snake. Yes, in this case, what we do, we give serum. We give serum of basically we provide a serum, and that serum is having antibodies, so that the action of snake venom can be suppressed. Preformed antibody need to be injected to treat the bite of the viper snake. This is the right option. So we know that the first option is right. Let's look for the another options as well. Antibodies against smallpox pathogens are produced by T lymphocytes. No. They have mentioned about the smallpox. But when we talk of smallpox, they have given one example, but antibodies, they are normally produced by the B lymphocyte. They are not produced by the T lymphocyte, they are produced by the B lymphocytes, right? Plasma cells and the memory cells they produce. Let's talk about the C option. Antibodies are the protein molecule, each of which has a 4 light chain. I think we have discussed about the whole structure of the antibodies. They said that the 4 light chains are there. 4 light chains were there? No, not at all. The 2 heavy and the 2 light chains were there. So this is also a wrong option. Rejection of kidney is a function of B lymphocyte. We have already discussed, that means this is not related to the B lymphocyte, this is related to the T lymphocyte, right? For the question number 10, the correct option we have is the option number A. That is, preformed antibody need to be injected to treat the bite of viper snake. Hope students, all those 10 questions, they are clear to you. This is all about the today's session. Students, revise this chapter again and again, because you all are appearing for the NEET exam, and this particular chapter, they have a very good weightage as per your NEET exam is considered. So thank you so much students for watching this. We'll meet you next lecture.